from the original cast were you able to connect with?
Lucy's a dear friend of mine. That support and blessing means the absolute world.
Do you know who A is?
I was really sus of Malia out here. I was real sus about Miss Mouse.
You know, there are definitely similarities between my character and Mona's, which I think our show does Easter eggs really well.
There was a fun theory that Karen and Kelly are actually triplets, and there's a Katie in the basement.
Mallory, are you playing a third character named Katie? Are we going to see any familiar faces come out of the woodwork to make an appearance on Original Sin?
You're the only journalist, by the way, that we've talked to today who asked one of the 4 trigger questions.
I see you both smiling.
Every town has one. The scary house across the street from the cemetery, where the girl lived alone with her mother. And something terrible happened. In Millwood, that girl was me.
The entire cast of Original Sin, you've made it so clear that you guys were massive fans of the original Pretty Little Liars series. So I'm curious, who from the original cast were you able to connect with as you were preparing for this role on Original Sin?
Lucy's a dear friend of mine and was really kind of with me through the whole process of finding out if I got to be a part of the show or not, and just held my hand through every step of the way. And then I remember being so nervous about the announcement, and all of the beautiful ladies sent their love to me. I know they're all really excited for us and excited to see what we get to do with the show. And I think on behalf of all of us, that support and blessing means the absolute world.
What was the biggest takeaway that you got having Lucy there kind of as your guide through this process?
You know, I think she just wanted me to enjoy it. I think she was just like, enjoy every second and trust yourself, which is something that, you know, as a young woman, it can be really hard to do in this business. You have so many outside noises and expectations. And yeah, she was just a friend at the core, and we all need a really good friend by your side. So it meant so much.
I know Sarah Shepard is really, really excited. She's the author of the books, really excited for us. And so to feel that love just all around for all of us has been huge, because we were big fans of the OG, and it can be a bit nerve-wracking to kind of step into that world. And we definitely feel the weight of the responsibility to do it justice.
We're meeting Lucy tomorrow, which is so nerve-wracking because Lucy was like the love of my life during my early teens. Aww. I actually was obsessed with her, and I really did have a weird obsession with her. I loved her. So I'm very nervous about it.
What are you going to ask her? What are you going to say to her?
No, I'm just going to be happy if I don't faint.
Composure, Maia, composure.
I'll be holding you from behind.
I'm actually going to get so emotional. Malia, I'm going to need you. I'm going to be like,
aww. Oh my gosh, you can trust fall into me anytime, and I'll wipe your tears and make sure your eyeliner still looks perfect.
I know it's true.
Malia, how about you? Had you connected with any of the original Little Liars?
They've been so warm on social media, which has been just such a blessing, because all we want to do is make them proud.
Yeah, you are.
Just being like so iconic in our life.
There was a wonderful day on set where my first look had come out. I posted it and was so excited. And Sasha Peters commented and tagged me this beautiful message. Mean girls are so fun to play. Like, just enjoy every moment. I became so hot. My heart dropped. I was so excited. Forgot how to speak. Like, needed Bailee to help me. I'm like, well, what do I say? It's Sasha.
Yeah, it's been so amazing to see how supportive they all are. And, you know, they don't have to say these things, and they are. And it's so nice. It's really sweet.
I love how Original Sin is giving its own unique twist on the character of A. So just point blank, Bailee, do you know who A is?
Do you think I know?
I think you know. Do you know?
I don't know.
Chandler, do you know who A is?
You think I know?
I think you both definitely know. Let me ask you this.
I love.
Will we find out by the end of season 1 A's identity?
Do you think I know that?
You were there. You filmed it.
Let me ask you this. 2 can keep a secret if one of them is dead, which means that'd be real bad for you right now.
Don't off me. Don't off me.
So I just can't answer that for you.
Okay.
Tune in.
Malia, do you know who A is?
Well, we were definitely left guessing for a while. Our characters had no idea, and neither did we as actors. We may or may not know who A is, but that may or may not change.
Between takes, would you guys like throw ideas out at one another or theorize about who A could be?
Oh, hell yes. We have so many theories. I mean, we sat with this information for 9 months. So imagine the amount of conspiracy theories that we had going on. We also were like searching the stage for old drafts to see if we could find any clues. We would go to the stage to see if they were building a new set. And if they were building a new set with somebody's character name on it, we'd be like, oh, okay, this is a clue.
When you say conspiracy theories, can I hear your wildest one?
We've thought about it all. We've thought about it being, we were like, is it one of us?
Mm-hmm.
Is it anybody in our families? Is it anybody like anywhere? And I'm terrified of talking about this because I'm the spoiler one in the group. I spoil everything. I was really sus of Malia out here. I was real sus about Miss Mouse.
Why? Because she's so into technology. She seems pretty savvy.
Smart. She's very smart.
You know, there are definitely similarities between my character and Mona's, which is really nice. I think our show does Easter eggs really well, and to have like some likeness has been really cool as a fan again. But I can promise you I'm not A.
Zaria,
Yes.
do you know who A is?
And I have to tell you, point blank, I don't know if I can say. We didn't know a lot about our stories because we would get the scripts like a week or 2 weeks before filming. And so it was this amazing experience that we were on, that we were just kind of felt how the audience will feel. We were coming up with our own theories and all of that stuff.
Can you share with me maybe the wildest theory that you threw out about who A could possibly be?
There was a fun theory that Karen and Kelly are actually triplets, and this was Eric. This is my dad, the man who plays my dad's theory, Eric Johnson, I think is who started it. But there's a Katie in the basement, and Katie's really upset that she's not able to come into the real world. That's the craziest one I think I can think of.
Mallory, are you playing a third character named Katie?
I don't know. Can't say.
I have to say.
Am I? I don't know.
What aren't they telling us?
So I'm saying my goodbye.
You know, we're always hyper analytical, looking at the clues, looking at the props in the background. Lindsay, what is the one thing you would advise to Original Sin viewers that they absolutely must pay attention to?
Oh, interesting. I think I'd be remiss to say to not pay attention to our horror eggs and our original PLL Easter eggs. If you're a fan of the original PLL, I think you will and hope you will love the Easter eggs that really kind of start in earnest about halfway through it and push on to the end. And
I shot the first Easter egg when like it was a little name somewhere, and it was really exciting for me to shoot because I knew the name, but they never told me this is an Easter egg. I just read it and I was like, oh, this is somebody's name that I know. So I would say pay attention to the little things. Pay attention to names on, I don't know if I can say it. Pay attention to little things. Pay attention to the little things in the background or like little specialty shots, and that will give you guys clues.
There is so much detail woven through our show. Every frame, every setup was thoughtfully crafted. Yeah, just pay close attention and don't be so closed-minded. Like, allow yourself into the world.
And I would say don't count anything or anyone out.
Okay, if there's a red flag, lean into it, analyze it. It might mean something.
Yeah, or it could send you in the complete opposite direction. So
can you tease if there's going to be cameos? Are we going to see any familiar faces come out of the woodwork to make an appearance on Original Sin?
We're not allowed to answer that question. There's like a list of 4 questions we're not allowed to answer, and that's one of them. You're the only journalist, by the way, that we've talked to today who asked one of the 4 trigger questions.
I am? Oh my goodness. Okay, then I'm doing my job.
You are.
I see you both smiling. I'm going to take that as a positive step in the right direction.
We are so dead. Whatever happens, we're all in this together.
all for one and one for all.
By the end of season 1, will fans have closure? Will they have some sort of an idea of A's identity?
I think that Roberto and Lindsay do a great job at closing circles. They are such pros at story arcs and knowing where something is supposed to end. I think absolutely people will feel satisfied.
Can you give me some sort of a percentage or a likelihood of how many of these characters we're meeting that are gonna make it out alive by the end of the season?
It's a good question. I will say that when we were breaking out the season. Believe it or not, we really wanted to do a slow burn, grounded version. So one way of doing that was keeping the body count low at first. I will say that the deeper you go into the season, the higher the body count gets. By episode 4 or 5, many people you've already met won't be there at the end. Let me just say that. That's all I'll say.